Geeky Dragon here, and I just wanted to let you know about a few things. First of all, quite a while ago, and I'm sorry I haven't been posting because I've been meaning to, but I haven't gotten around to actually record anything. I am apologizing really quickly now. There are some gifts awaiting everyone at Galore's Glorious Gifts, which was introduced in the mini developer update, I believe, which is here, describing it. Learn more, technical talk, limited event items, and they're bringing him in because it was too much of a strain for the development, the people who developed Flight Rising, to automatically put them in our hordes. So they also upgraded this to where you can see what you have to do. Galore's Glorious Gifts are right here. I want to know his colors. I already collected what he has for me, what they have, and you can collect the gifts that they're holding for you, which is, let's see if it says here. You log in for the next week and pick up several free items. 7 days, why the change? They're streamlining this, that way they can do it. They're giving you 2 eliminate and 2 clanbound vial of horizontal sight. A vial that will change the eye type of one dragon to the gift. This item can only be used once and will disappear after it's been applied. Clanbound items cannot be sold or traded. Natural eye type releases. So you have until next Monday, which will be the 27th, to get the 2 eliminate and the clanbound vials. I don't have any things for my I don't have any plan to use the vials as of yet, but who knows, I might have a perfect dragon port later. We've had some time as a team to discuss the community's feedback and our approach to releasing new natural eye types in the ecosystem of the game. Natural eye types, by design, appear at random when hatching any new dragon in Flight Rising. This allows all players to have a chance at hatching really unique dragons that can have a significant value. However, we understand that there is another side to this system. We realize that it feels frustrating when a natural eye type is released. It's a new visual attribute you can't interact with right away, and it can't be applied to dragons that already exist. So we're going to do something about that. Today, as part of the grand opening of Galore's Glorious Gifts, I cannot pronounce that several times fast, forgive me. Players can collect 2 clanbound vials of horizontal sight. This item can be used to apply the goat eye type, or most recent natural eye type release, to any dragon. Going forward, all newly released natural eye types will also be accommodated by 2 matching clanbound eye type vials available at Galore's Glorious Gifts. Our goal of this change is to ensure that we provide everyone an equal and assured opportunity to apply future natural eye types to a couple of their existing dragons every time one is introduced to the system. Item Toolkit revamp. We're making steady progress in revamping and refactoring the codebase of the site, and it was about time for the item toolkit to receive a bit of love. The toolkit size has slightly increased. The font size of the information in the toolkit has been increased to allow for better readability. Items are now not only classified by their star count, but their title bar has been color-coded to indicate their rarity. Gray, green, blue, purple, orange, red. The item icon has been added to the toolkit to hopefully help with visual clarity when mousing over items that might be linked to large volumes on the forums. Many places that contain text strings have been replaced with icons, sell value, food points. Alerts and notifications. When you have a glorious gift, it will show up as a chest, and it will show up just like the Baldwin's Brew in up here, where there's going to be a line separating them from everything else. I like the fact that they're using stuff they implemented. But we also added badge notifications to several trading post hub buttons to let you know if the activities you can participate in, such as grabbing your daily item from Pinkerton Planner Time, or how many offers are awaiting you at Crumb's collection card. They've also added what you could get there. And the real reason why I've been trying to record but failing at spectacularly is let's see if I can find it in the news. Forums, announcement in news. Dev update Dragon Braid development. This year, they're going to be releasing what is called a native, an ancient breed. And I want to read this, and I want to also tell you when this is happening. So, here. We will be performing scheduled maintenance starting at 6 server time on Saturday, June 8th. This will serve as our implementation window for the Ancient Breeds system. We don't have an estimate on when it will be concluded, however, Flight Rising will be inaccessible while we work. That probably sounded worse, but it's going to start on June 8th. Around June 8th or 9th is when you want to have it, which is why I'm also stocking up on unhatched dragon eggs. But now to the meat of what I wanted to publish. For the longest time, I just couldn't find a way to. Hey there, Flight Rising community. It's been a good long while since we released a new dragon breed, and you deserve an update to how the development is going. This is going to be a longer than standard dev update to refill your water, stretch your legs, and get comfortable. We're going to share with you how our team tackles dragon breed development, as well as what changes and updates you can be expecting going forward. Most frequently asked question, are we getting a new breed? Short answer is yes. New breeds are and always have been in development. For the life of the game, we will continue to add them, but it unfortunately will not be soon. Not a great way to start, but bear with us. We got a longer answer for you, and it's a primarily reason for this update, so let's dive in. Stormlight Workshop LLC. I didn't want to copy that. Is a limited Okay. I'm going to have to look more into that later. In order for us to lay out where we are with the new breed development, we need to start with who we are as a company. A lot of the planning decisions we have to make year to year are heavily influenced by how we operate the company. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that. Stormlight Workshop is a company committed to maintaining a healthy work/life balance and environment for our employees. We pay both our employees and contractor competitive rates, and our full-time employees receive comprehensive benefits. We believe that if you work on a game in any capability, be it software, engineering, design, community, support, marketing, etc., you are a game developer. It's part of the reason why we try to stay away from the older terms like admins with regards to talking about our team. The work is a lot more comprehensive than that. We also know that mistakes happen when developers are overworked or burned out. In order to address this, we'll do our best when planning to actively avoid the development phenomenon known as crunch. Essentially, crunch is when what would be weeks or months of development time condensed into a period of days or weeks due to poor planning, inadequate staffing, or arbitrary deadlines. It's the primary contributor to developer burnout and can be very damaging physically and psychologically. It can take weeks for a person to recover from a crunch period, possibly longer. That's obviously not okay and not healthy. We're not going to do that to our people, and by extension, flight rising. There may be times when where a crunch situation may happen, but that should be the exception, not the norm. When we plan a feature or addition, we pad our schedule for extra time if needed, and frequently check in with developers to see if they need additional support to stay on schedule. This brings us back to the state of new dragon breeds. Dragons and what you can do with them is what makes Flight Rising what it is. You're here because dragons. But the very thing that at times Flight Rising is the same thing that is delaying new breed releases. We know that many of you are aware of this fact and understand, but we also can't assume everyone does. This is not a subject we can afford to be opaque about. Excuse me. The delay in new breeds is significant, and it's not posed to become much better in the future. It's directly due to the fact that the work required to introduce new dragon breeds become more complicated over time and exponentially increases. The art asset backlog for a new breed grows with every content update, as we continue adding apparel or jeans in the game's ecosystem. And while we factor new breeds into production of newer apparel, art, and jeans, they still need to have older art fitted to them. Let's give a few examples. Flight Rising has over 2,600 unique apparel items as of writing this. Each of these apparel items require 28 pieces of individual art, both male and female dragons of each breed. For those calculating along with us, those are over 72,000 images across all breeds. To catch one new breed up to current apparel backlog, it requires creating 5,200 new images, each of which needs to be properly drawn out to fit the breed. Color match to those already out there exist. Flight Rising has over 70 jeans. Flight Rising has 75 unique jeans, including basic. To catch one new breed up to the current gene backlog requires art treatment for male, female, and hatchlings. That's 225 gene templates per breed. Can't we just put an entire art team on new breeds? It seems like that's the obvious and simple fix, right? But doing this would hold or significantly delay new features, fairground games, Coliseum venues, dream releases, apparel releases, familiar releases, event releases, like festivals. We have to ask ourselves as developers what's worse, long breaks between new breeds, but regular content updates and slightly shorter breaks between new breeds and almost no regular content updates. Placing the entire art team on a new breed development grinds the entire project to a halt. Because our game and similar sites within this genre of game industry rely upon a regular cadence of new content. This isn't an option for us. Why can't we just hire more artists? It's not a matter of not wanting to hire more artists. We would love to hire all the artists and staffing we could ever need, but we have to do so responsibly and at a pace that is reasonable for onboarding new people. It also involves paying them a fair rate and investing time into teaching them the flat rising style guide so the artwork is consistent. If we don't factor these needs, we risk creating a hectic and unsustainable business. What are we doing to address this? So, breeds are difficult and time-consuming to create. But that does not mean we aren't developing them. As we said above, dragons are the heart of the game. In fact, we have artists on the team whose sole focus is catching up our dream and apparel backlog for the new dream development. We want to bring you into the development process a bit more. Future developer updates may include straightforward progress reports about how far along we are in new breed development. These updates are not intended to be hype, nor will any team member tease new breeds in these updates. But that isn't all we are doing. Bounty of the Elements, which those who don't remember, it was, I believe it was last year? Okay. The strange energies that literally changed the face of Sorna didn't stop there. Stirred by an elemental upheaval, ancient dragons from eras long gone and forgotten by time have awoken. They now venture forth in this starkly different and modern world. Many of these archaic creatures were crafted by the gods when they first began the vial for territory. Hastily designed, these creations were needed to carve the land into distinct realms, and remain very different from one another to this day. Not all ancient dragons were created by elemental gods. Others spring forth by pure conglomerated magic, owing no allegiance at all. These ancient dragons are primordial in nature. The circumstances surrounding their creation make them physically incompatible with any other dragon in Sorna. Why they may discover allegiances or work together for both modern and other ancient breeds, they can't and will never be able to procreate with them. Meaning that if you have one ancient dragon breed, they won't be able to breed with another ancient dragon breed. From this point forward, we will be referring to all currently released breeds as modern breeds, and we'll be adding a new breed category called ancient breeds. Modern and ancient breed development will run concurrently with another from this point forward. The ancient breed system. We are intentionally developing ancient breeds to accommodate the need for new dragons in the game, while still allowing us the ability to release features. content in modern breeds. Ancient breeds do not contribute to the backlog because, well, they don't touch it. Our main goal with ancient breeds is to release them more regularly than we do modern breeds. In order to do that, they need to operate a little bit differently. Restrictions in detail. The system for ancient breeds are based on exclusivity and effin, which means breeding. They can only mate with dragons of the same ancient breed. The 5 egg generation restriction will still apply. Genes. Ancient breeds will have their own unique genes, and we aim to have several genes ready to go alongside the release of every ancient breed. Modern gene scrolls and gene scrolls created for other ancient breeds can't be applied to them. Apparel. Ancient breeds can't wear apparel. We know this is going to be a bit of a disappointment for some players, but no apparel also means we can do some really wild and cool territory gene designs that break the dragon silhouette, the lines, and designs like horns, extra tails. What the heck is it? That's a chitin. Are we talking about bugs or what? It's something. I don't know what. Since they don't need to wear apparel, ancient breeds can also allow us to break the 1 head, 4 legs, 2 wings, 1 tail template. For example, dragons like wyverns, multi-headed dragons, drakes, and more. Skins and accents. You'll still be able to create custom skins and accents for these breeds, which will allow you to add some complexity or style to your ancient dragons. Note, line rules will still apply to players' submitted lines and accents. It will be possible to change any of your modern dragons into an ancient dragon, but using an ancient breed change rule on a modern dragon will remove all of its apparel, skin, and reset its genes to basic. It will also be possible to change any of your ancient dragons into modern dragons, but using any breed change scroll, modern or ancient, on an ancient dragon will remove any applied custom skins and reset its genes to basic. We understand that these limitations may not be for everyone. Ancient breed options are restricted for a reason. This is how we can continue introducing dragon breeds to Flight Rising without delaying inherent to modern breeds, and without forcing our team to work on it in unstable or detrimental crunch conditions. We will be introducing Flight Rising's first ancient breed as part of our 6th anniversary celebration on June 8th, 2019. This will serve as a debut for the system. What's the breeding cooldown for ancient breeds? All ancient breeds will have a 20-day common cooldown, regardless of how they are acquired through gameplay. Just like the modern breeds, some will be available through treasure gems, various games, features, etc. What about non-gene specialty items like boons? Nothing is changing there. You can still use specialty items on ancient breeds the same way you can with modern breeds. If you want an internally useful ancient hatchling for your avatar, you can. If you want to scatter an ancient breed colors, you can. Can we win ancient dragons as part of Round Seed's roulette? Yes, Rustin may offer ancient dragons or ancient dragon genes during their weekly raffles once they're available. Can you explain what you mean by concurrent development? The team of Stormlight Archon is always working on several things at once. As a group, we delegate projects based on strength and skills, and generally have a lot of things cooking at once to keep the project rolling along. Most of the time, development on one thing does not cause impediments for any of the others, except in cases where we may need to focus fire on one thing as a team. And these multiple fronts can sort of be visualized as a set of lines. Bug fixes and quality of life improvements, regular features and feature revamps, regular content updates and festivals, modern breed development, ancient breed development. Okay. Adding the ancient breed on its own development pipeline will not impede with the modern breed development, nor the multitude of other initiatives we have in progress. I want a Wyvern. I really do. And on that end, what I'm doing personally is I'm trying to collect Horde. An elemental egg of each of the breeds here, just in case. I got arcane, fire. I need water and wind, I believe. Yeah, I have light. So there's that. But I wanted to tell you about the ancient dragon breed, and I really wanted you guys to know about the glories, the free eliminates you'll get. So get them while you can, alright? This is Geeky Dragon, signing off, because I have a lot to do. Bye!